Grand afternoon to everyone. This your boy V Day. All day. You know what I'm saying? Come through Breakway. Coming at you all once again. And presenting to you all V Days. Excuse me, V Days. Free Mind and Free Words. Episode 6. And this right here will be part 4. Coming from the continuation of part 3. Dealing with spirituality. And also with a taste of the essence of growth and development. And I'm going to be dealing with the topic of, coming from the part 3, dealing with the different religions and different things like that right there. And today I'm going to be coming from the blueprint of coming from the blueprint. And it's going to be within inside the second half of the blueprint known as the blueprint of a new concept. I'll be coming in and it's going to be from pages 106 to pages 109, coming from chapter 7, known as the one creative force. And for we come from number 1, when we say the one creative force, we're talking about God, the one source, you know what I'm saying? You call whatever you want to call him, Allah, Jah, God, Jehovah, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh, etc., etc. That I was taught all those are different, are nothing but different translations, but it is the one spiritual absolute being, you know what I'm saying? The one source himself, you know what I'm saying? And also say spiritually, he's in spirit. Everywhere, omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. And omni in the prefix means he's everywhere. He's not just up there, not in the great sky. He's everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Before I get on to this great and wonderful lesson, I'm gonna give a major shouts out to those out there that brought these good things to me, to my Uncle Adrian Gorman, aka AG, to my cousin Den, you know what I'm saying, Dennis Gorman. And shouts out to the good brothers Sheikh Ali Linnell, and to the good brothers Mr. Fee Taylor, Blaylin Snooley, you know what I'm saying, and to brother Centario Sane, aka Midnight. And much love to all those out there, you know what I'm saying, that be spreading this great and wonderful lessons coming from the blueprint. I want to say rest in peace and long live Mr. Duffy Claude, you know what I'm saying. And I want to send a major prayer and ask God and everyone, I would like to ask everyone, you know what I'm saying, to pray for a good friend of ours, you know what I'm saying, Mr. De Smith, aka Moo Moo Smith, you know what I'm saying. Send my prayers up for him, you know what I'm saying. He had a bad accident yesterday evening, but to God be the glory, you know what I'm saying. And asking God for great and wonderful healing and for great and wonderful strength, you know what I'm saying. Ask God to bless his family. And ask God to bless all our youth out there, most definitely. And also I want to send my prayers out there for those within the MDOC and especially to the ADOC, Alabama Department of Corrections. They going through some major things right now, you know what I'm saying? Some straight BS down there, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, like all jokes to the side, like they going through it right now. You know what I'm saying? Old corrupt ass governmental system. Shit crazy, man. That's they plans out here, you know what I'm saying? Especially for us of color, blacks and Latinos, you know what I'm saying? To keep us, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep us, you know what I'm saying? Like going through some form of a slavery thing, far as is known as incarceration. It's nothing but slavery itself, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to go ahead and go and get ready to get started on this great and wonderful lesson. Great and wonderful episode, you know what I'm talking about? I'm going to start with a little something like this right here. I'm going to be reading coming from the blueprint with inside the second half of the blueprint known as the blueprint of a new concept in chapter 7, starting at page 106, and I will be ending at 109, where it goes with a little something like this right here. It would not be right to discuss the universal laws of existence and their relationship to our 6 principles of growth and development without an attempt to give due recognition to the source responsible for all things in existence. This source has been known as Absolute Spirit, God, Jehovah, Allah, and many other labels. However, because of our organization's acceptance of people from many different religions, backgrounds, we cannot afford the luxury of putting labels on the one source responsible for all creations. Also, having a name for this source is not nearly as important as having an understanding of its oneness. How many times have you asked yourself, what is the truth? Religiously speaking, we have been told that the truth can only be found in the Bible, the Quran, the Talmud, Buddhism, or Hinduism, etc. Although these different schools of thought appear to be in glaring disagreement in varying degrees, each of them is correct in their estimate of truth. However, no school of religious thoughts is absolutely correct. Whatever the case, I offer the following short story to help make clear the reasons why we are not hung up on religion and why no one religion is absolutely correct in its estimate of truth. And here's the story. One bright and sunny day, all religious leaders of the world decided to have a meeting. The purpose of this meeting was to discover the unquestionable truth of the source of all creations. They gathered in a very large room that was air conditioned but had only one window. To allow no outside noise to enter, this single window was closed with a thick black shade pulled over it. The first to take the pulpit was an imam from the east. His speech was on Christ as a man, not God. Strangely, as he ended his speech, a small pinhole of light broke through the shade window and lighted his forehead. No one paid much attention to this weird event. Next came the speech of the Pope, as if he were trying to counter the imam. His was a speech on the Immaculate Conception of the Virgin Mary. When he had finished, the same event occurred. A small pinhole of light broke through the shade and lighted his forehead. Then came the Protestant, the Buddhist, the Hinduism, the Jehovah's Witnesses, and so on until each religious leader had his say. Also, in turn, a small pinhole of light broke through the shade and lighted the forehead of each respective speaker. By now, everyone present was aware of the strange pinhole of light resting on their forehead. Suddenly, the entire room went dark. All could be seen were the small pinholes of light bursting through this shaded window and dancing on the foreheads of everyone in the room. Adding to this mystery, a loud voice thundered and spoke as if it were the combined minds of everyone in the room. It said, "Each pinhole of light has been broken through shaded window representing a degree of the truth. The pinhole of light that is resting on each of your foreheads symbolizes the degrees of truth that you have spoken." With as look of satisfaction, each member smiled inwardly at being told that he had spoken a degree of the truth. Yet the voice continued as it thundered. "For thousands of years, you have searched the earth, the stars, and the universe for the answers to life's difficulties. You have left no rock unturned, no star unnamed, and no part of the universe unquestioned. Yet you still have not realized the true source of all these truths. Just as that material covering the window, the shade, blocks the one source of all these pinholes of light, so too does man's fascination with his material world block his ability to see and understand the one source of all truth. The smiles of the satisfaction began to fade from everyone's face and were replaced by looks of confusion. However, the voice did not give an inch as it thundered on. If you want to know the one source of all truth, then raise the shade of hatred that blocks your ability to love. Raise the shade of negativity that blocks your fulfillment of life. Raise the shade of deceit that blocks the reward of loyalty. Raise the shade of illiteracy that blocks your way to knowledge. Raise the shade of foolishness that blocks your display of wisdom. Raise the shade of your conscience, your inner voice that blocks your gaining a better understanding of these truths and principles. Truth is plain and simple. Once you raise the shades that block your view. Slowly, someone approached the shaded window and raised the shade. Suddenly, it was clearly understood that all the pinholes of light came from one source, the sun. Also, it was clearly understood that all of their so-called different truths were from one source, the one creative force of all existence. For those of us who hope to know that inner essence of ourselves, which is greater than ourselves, then know the one creative force as the essence of that which resides in each of us as love, which is humankind's first law of existence and our first principle. So, you know what I'm saying? That's that right there. You know what I'm talking about? Within chapter 7 of the One Creative Force. You know what I'm saying? It just lets you know what I'm saying, that, it's just one God. All these different religions, you know what I'm saying? Like, and different, different branches within the religion. Baptist, Methodist, Protestant, Presbyterian, you know what I'm saying? Jehovah's Witnesses, the Mormons, you know what I'm saying? And even within Islam, you know what I'm saying? And all these different religions, you know what I'm saying? The Moorish Science Temple of America, all that. Zedric, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff, you know what I'm talking about, is coming from one God, you know what I'm talking about? So, I ask myself this question, especially coming from us as black people, you know what I'm saying? African Americans, whether if you come from Africa, whether if you're Haitian, you know what I'm saying, Jamaican, and some of my Latinos, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, you know what I'm saying? All my South Americans in Mexico, you know what I'm saying? And like some of my Native Americans, the question I ask myself is like, all these different like religions and things that we come from, that we have dwelled from or still dwell within, when can we mess around and put our differences to the side and come together on one accord? When it comes to different organizations, no matter where you come from, you know what I'm saying? Whether if it's in, even to the Black Greek organizations, it's kind of weird, for me saying that, because they are not Greek, they're black people, you know what I'm saying? But we could mess around and put our differences to the side, you know what I'm talking about? And like come together, put all our resources together, you know what I'm saying, for a common cause. And one of those main common causes is coming to dwell together in unity within our communities. And most of all, coming together to help our babies out there, to prevent them from premature death, recidivism, and then most of all, keep them from going to be slaves within that penal warehouse system known as prisons, you know what I'm saying, the penitentiary, you know what I'm talking about? And like I say once again on my last video, these things that I read, even from, you go back to and watch my video from episode 5, part 3, dealing with spirituality, I tell and I say this once again, take the time, to do your research when it comes to these things, you know what I'm saying? I had to do it, especially starting within spirituality back in 2016, it just started out from having the knowledge of self, starting to know self first, knowing who you are, the depths of who you are. You know what I'm saying? And you know, etc. etc. You know what I mean? Just try to do your own research. You know what I'm saying? Don't even take it from me. You know what I mean? Even that preach on that pulpit up. Whoever. Take the time to do your own research. You know what I'm saying? This your boy V Day all day. You know what I'm saying? AKA One Love. You know what I'm saying? And to worldwide. This is the end of this session right here. This is the end of this topic, dealing with spirituality and the essence of growth and development. Episode 6, Part 4, V-Days, Free Mind, and Free Words. I want to say thanks to you all who have been checking out my videos and all, and my poetry. Come on back into that thing and check out my poetries. Check out my spoken word. And don't get it twisted, I still have a little freak side of things like that too. But at the same time, when I deal with these erotic poetries, there's also going to be knowledge behind it too to help out those, dealing with, sexuality, as far as dealing with safe sex, etc., etc., you know what I'm saying? So, check out my videos, and I have some couple fitnesses on that too, that I've done in the past, which I hope to bring back and come to you all with soon. So hit that like button, subscribe to Maurice Freeman on my YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? And check out my Facebook page, Maurice Freeman, Instagram, all lowercase letters together, Maurice Freeman, and Twitter, Freeman Maurice, you know what I mean? Snapchat, VDAYLOVER84, you know what I'm saying? And don't forget to snatch up, you know what I'm saying, my first poetry book, V-Days Short Poems Volume 1. And that's the end of this show, you know what I'm saying? One Love submitted.